Hey, Manchester City fan. Today we have important updates about our team, and you'll stay on top of everything that's happening. But first, you know the drill, right? Leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates about City. And the news that has shaken the fans in recent days involves Erling Haaland. The Norwegian striker was spotted leaving the stadium wearing a protective boot and using crutches after Manchester City's 2-1 victory against Bournemouth. This worrying moment happened after he suffered an injury during the match. Haaland, who had a mixed performance in the game, even missed a penalty before finding the net to equalize. However, in the 61st minute, he was forced to leave the pitch due to the injury. The incident occurred after he collided with LS Cook and crashed into the advertising boards, apparently twisting his ankle. Even though he tried to continue playing, the striker couldn't stay on the field and had to be substituted. With Haaland's exit, Omar Marish came on, and the young striker wasted no time making an impact, securing City's win with a goal just 3 minutes after stepping onto the pitch. The result was important for the team, but now the biggest concern is the condition of the number 9. The severity of the injury is still unknown, but Haaland was seen leaving Bournemouth with his ankle bandaged and using crutches. This could just be a precaution before more detailed examinations, but there is no confirmation yet on how long he could be sidelined. When asked about the striker's condition, Pep Guardiola was direct. "We don't know yet. We need to wait." Now, the club's medical team will carry out a full assessment to determine the extent of the problem. It was an eventful match for Haaland. He started by missing a clear header opportunity, then had a chance to open the scoring in the 14th minute with a penalty, but goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga made the save. Minutes later, he attempted to chip the keeper, but the ball went over the goal. While City squandered their chances, Bournemouth capitalized on theirs, with Evander Nilsson putting the hosts ahead in the 21st minute after receiving a pass from Justin Kluivert. At halftime, Guardiola made changes and brought on Nico O'Reilly. The youngster was crucial in the equalizing goal, driving forward on the left and setting up Haaland, who this time made no mistake, and leveled the score in the 49th minute. However, the relief was short-lived. Shortly after, the scene that shocked the fans occurred. Haaland crashed into the advertising boards and had to be substituted. Even without their main goal scorer, City kept attacking and secured the win with Marish, who capitalized on a brilliant pass from O'Reilly and sealed the victory in the 64th minute. The match showed that City's squad has depth and can rely on young players to step up in crucial moments. Manchester City may have secured all 3 points against Bournemouth, but concerns over Haaland remain the main talking point among fans. The potential absence of the striker could have a significant impact, especially as City enters a decisive phase of the season, with crucial fixtures in both the Premier League and the Champions League. If Haaland is forced to sit out, Guardiola will need to find alternatives to maintain the team's attacking power. The most natural option would be Julian Alvarez, a player who has already proven capable of leading the line. The Argentine has the finishing ability and also contributes significantly to playmaking, which could be essential if City requires someone who does more than just put the ball in the back of the net. Another possibility is giving more opportunities to Omar Marish, who shone by scoring the winning goal against Bournemouth. The youngster has pace, intelligent movement, and has shown he can be decisive when needed. However, is he ready to take on a leading role at such a crucial point in the season? Moreover, Guardiola could explore a system without a fixed striker, using Phil Foden as a false 9, something he has done on several occasions in the past. This style of play could bring more fluidity to the attack, allowing players like De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva greater freedom to break through and surprise opposing defenses. Regardless of the manager's choice, Haaland's absence completely changes the team's dynamic. The Norwegian is not just a lethal finisher. He also draws defenders, creates space, and commands respect from opposition defenses. Without him, City may need to adjust its playing style to remain effective in attack. The concern over Haaland is even greater because this is not the first time he has dealt with physical issues this season. He has already been sidelined on several occasions due to injuries, raising questions about his fitness and the need to manage his playing time more carefully. Guardiola and his coaching staff will need to assess the situation cautiously to prevent a minor issue from turning into a more serious problem. Looking at the Premier League table, every point is crucial in this final stretch of the campaign. City is in a tight title race, and any slip-up could be costly. Without their main goal scorer, the challenge becomes even greater, as opponents will undoubtedly look to exploit any weakness the team may show without Haaland. Beyond the English League, Manchester City also faces crucial challenges in the Champions League. The European competition is one of the club's primary objectives, and having Haaland fully fit could be decisive for their ambitions. If he requires time on the sidelines, Guardiola will need to find the best possible solution to keep City strong in the fight for continental glory. However, while we await further updates on the severity of his injury, one thing is clear. This moment could be a great opportunity for other players in the squad to step up. Julian Alvarez, Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva, and even Omar Marish may have the chance to prove their worth and show that City is not solely reliant on Haaland to win. The possible absence of Haaland will certainly impact Manchester City, but it is important to remember that Guardiola has faced similar challenges in the past. The team has a strong squad and players capable of compensating for the Norwegian's absence. But the question is, what will the manager's tactical approach be to overcome this situation? If we analyze Guardiola's track record, he is a manager who knows how to adapt. We have seen in previous seasons that City can play without a traditional center forward, using mobile players in attack to unsettle opposing defenses. The false nine system has already produced good results, especially when Kevin De Bruyne or Phil Foden have taken on that role. Could this be the most effective solution at this moment? Julian Alvarez emerges as the most obvious option, as he possesses attributes that fit well with City's style of play. Besides being an excellent finisher, the Argentine contributes with his relentless movement and ability to press the opponent's build-up play. He has already shown that he can decide matches and has enough experience to take on the responsibility of replacing Haaland. However, the question remains whether Guardiola will use him in a more advanced role or keep him in a hybrid position between midfield and attack. Another key aspect to observe is the impact of Haaland's absence on the way City builds its offensive plays. With the Norwegian on the pitch, the team has a clear target inside the box, someone who can finish even in tight spaces. Without him, the team may need to focus more on ball retention, working the play until they find the best opportunity to attack. This would require greater involvement from players like Bernardo Silva, Jack Grealish, and Phil Foden in playmaking. Additionally, there is concern about Manchester City's upcoming fixture schedule. The team faces crucial matches in the coming weeks, including tough encounters in the Premier League and the Champions League. Without Haaland, the squad will need to quickly find a new offensive balance to avoid dropping valuable points in the title race. Tactical adaptation will be crucial, and Guardiola may even explore new formations to compensate for the absence of his main striker. For instance, a system with more midfielders could help control matches better and prevent opponents from creating too many counter-attacking opportunities. The versatility of players like Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne could be a major asset in this scenario. It is worth remembering that City has proven on multiple occasions that it is a team capable of reinventing itself. Even without a traditional center forward, the team has maintained a very high level of performance, deploying different strategies to overcome their opponents. The big question now is how Guardiola will adjust his game plan and which players he will entrust with a more central role in attack. The coming days will be crucial in determining Haaland's situation. If medical tests indicate a minor injury, he may only need a few days of recovery before returning to action. However, if it turns out to be something more serious, City will have to prepare for a run of matches without their top scorer. Haaland's possible absence not only affects Manchester City's attacking department, but also the team's tactical behavior on the pitch. Guardiola has built a squad that revolves around a well-defined playing style, and Haaland's presence has added a new dimension to that system. The Norwegian striker is not just an elite finisher, he also attracts defensive attention, creating space for his teammates. Without him, City may need to alter how they attack and distribute play. One of the most likely solutions is to further strengthen the team's collective play and passing exchanges. Without a reference point in the attack, City might opt for a more fluid front line, with players constantly swapping positions to confuse opposing defenses. Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, and Bernardo Silva could take on more advanced roles, using their creativity and movement to generate goal-scoring opportunities. Another alternative is to give Kevin De Bruyne more attacking responsibility. The Belgian has repeatedly demonstrated that he can be decisive both in playmaking and finishing. In matches without Haaland, he could operate in a more advanced role, making runs into the box and acting as a false nine, as he has done in previous seasons. This would see City adopting a tactical approach similar to the period when they played without a traditional striker, relying on late runs into the box and long-range shooting. Moreover, Haaland's absence could even influence the team's defensive approach. The Norwegian actively presses opponents' build-up play, forcing errors and helping City regain possession quickly. Without him, Guardiola may need to adjust how his team applies pressure, ensuring that intensity remains high. Julian Alvarez is a player who excels at pressing opposition defenders, which could work in his favor if he steps in to replace Haaland. Another crucial factor to consider is the player's mentality in the face of this challenge. City is a team accustomed to dealing with adversity and has shown resilience in difficult moments multiple times. The squad's experience and technical quality could help minimize the impact of Haaland's absence. Guardiola consistently emphasizes the importance of teamwork and adaptability, and this will be yet another opportunity for the team to prove its collective strength. Beyond the Premier League, another area of concern is the Champions League. The European competition is a major priority for Manchester City, and any prolonged absence of Haaland could significantly impact the team's chances in the tournament. City will need to find ways to maintain their offensive efficiency to continue progressing towards their goal of securing another European title. The big question in the coming days is, will Haaland recover in time for the season's crucial challenges, or will City have to learn to play without him? If the latter scenario unfolds, Guardiola will need to make key strategic decisions to ensure his team remains competitive. And you, City fans, what do you think is the best solution for Manchester City's attack if Haaland is sidelined? Do you believe Julian Alvarez should be the direct replacement, or should City change their tactical approach and opt for a more fluid attack? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on everything about Manchester City. A big hug, and see you next time.